story about a three-bedroom home in a desirable neighborhood. It has a big backyard, a spacious living area, and is close to schools and shopping. Exactly what buyers are looking for. The home hit the market for $350,000, which was right in line with what other homes in the neighborhood sell for. Prices in there range from about 310 to 375, but instead of selling quickly, it sat. Weeks turned into months. Price reductions followed, and in the end, it sold for just 315,000. So what happened? On paper, it should have been a no-brainer. It had the square footage, the right amount of bedrooms, had a big basement, two-car garage, all the criteria a buyer would specify when setting up a home search. But when buyers saw it in person, they weren't impressed. And that, like a lack of excitement, cost the sellers, well, 35,000, maybe even up to 65,000. Here's where things went wrong. Curb appeal. The first impression wasn't great. The front yard was a bit overgrown. Bushes needed trimming. The front door was faded, had a little bit of peeling at the edges. Buyers would drive up and think, if the outside looks like this, what's the inside like? Even though that stuff was an easy fix, that first impression stuck. Inside, the house had good bones, but it looked tired. There were old carpets. Each room was a different wall color. There were dated light fixtures. This is not the kind of stuff buyers fall in love with. Buyers see a project, a space that would need some work, and they start adding up the dollars it would cost. Usually that's very exaggerated because in actuality, those cosmetic fixes aren't hugely expensive. But in a buyer's mind, they see lots of work and expense and a place that just really doesn't appeal to them. Another thing, there was no wow factor. The home wasn't staged, so it felt cold instead of inviting. Buyers couldn't picture themselves living there. Pricing. The home was priced too high for its condition, which immediately scared off buyers. When the price was eventually reduced, it had already been sitting on the market for too long, making people wonder what's wrong with it. Now, let's compare that to a home just a block away, same neighborhood, but it sold for $380,000 in just a few weeks. The difference? The home nailed the basics. The other home, same floor plan, same square footage, same lot size, does have an upgraded front porch. But other than that, it was the same home. Here's what the sellers did to make it sell quickly and for $65,000 more. They started planning to sell months earlier to give themselves time to get their home ready. Also, to keep an eye on the market. So, say if interest rates came down, then they would just go ahead and list it because they realized that's likely going to be bringing some buyers into the market. Here's how they prepared their home. Curb appeal. They cleaned up the landscaping. They added fresh mulch. They replaced the front door and added some flower boxes. They also upgraded the house numbers to something that would create that wow factor. That made a big difference. And that first impression that the home was polished and it was well maintained. Inside, they replaced outdated light fixtures. They swapped out old cabinet handles for modern ones, replaced faucets with high-end contemporary ones. They bought a couple of beautiful rugs and added a neutral coat of paint throughout the house. They also replaced old curtains with clean, simple, neutral ones and let lots of light in. And these changes didn't cost them a fortune, but it made the home look fresh and modern. They also staged the home. They removed some oversized furniture and brought in a few smaller pieces to highlight the home's best features. For example, they had turned their dining room into an office. So in order to make it a dining room again, they used a cozy dining table to make it feel more intimate, and they added mirrors around to make the rooms look larger. They used a professional photographer. Their listing photos showcase the home at its best. They also provided a virtual tour, which is really a must in today's market. So this all created a great first impression online, which is where most buyers start their search. These simple, relatively inexpensive changes created a huge difference in how buyers perceived the home. And that perception translated directly into dollars. So if you're selling your home, you don't have to spend a fortune, but you really do need to spend some time on the details. Like boost your curb appeal. Make simple upgrades. Stage your home. And also do a couple of things to create that wow factor. Also, price it right. When you nail these basics, buyers feel confident that your home is worth the asking price or even more. You know, selling a home is stressful, and a lot of sellers just think, well, I'm just going to sell it as is. I just don't want to fix all this stuff. And it's going to cost. I mean, you can do that, but it's going to cost. Also, some sellers think that, well, the buyers come in and paint whatever wall color they want. So why should I paint it? And that kind of makes sense, but in practicality, it doesn't work like that. Buyers buy a home with their heart as much as their wallet. So they really need to fall in love with the place, see themselves living there. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jana Classy. I'm a realtor here in the Eastern Panhandle, and I'd love to help you if you have any real estate needs. Just contact me. My contact number is here all over the place. So do that, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week.